Guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am doing this video very quickly because I don't know when I'm gonna have a chance to actually record another video this week, and I'm on my break from work. Okay, so that's why this is my work area. Okay, you're gonna see all of pictures in my dining room area. I've gotten into diamond painting. All right, so that's what you guys see. Welcome to the madness. So let me tell y'all what I did yesterday. And the reason why I wanted to make this video, because y'all my audience and y'all understand what I be going through. Y'all get it. So I don't have to be that person to just put up airs with you guys, because y'all my people. So I get this text message from my mentor slash friend slash sister slash confidant slash. And me and her were going to a church service on yesterday. So she sends it to me on Saturday. And she said, hey, listen, there's colors for Sunday's service. And it's yellow. Because they were having Kindness Sunday at the church we were going to visit. I don't have a lot of yellow in my wardrobe. It's not a color that I would normally wear. Like, I have this yellow vest, and I thought about that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling it too much. So, of course, what do? You already know where this is going, right? I decide, why not just make me something? Because that would be the easiest route. Just go ahead and make you something, Jermise. You can do this. You can do a 24-hour challenge where you have to pick a pattern, do the pattern, and sew it up correctly. Why did I think this was possible? I don't know. But guys, I decided to do it. So at first I thought I would have to go buy fabric. I thought I would have to go to Joann's, because Joann's is the only local fabric store that we have in Hernando County. And thank God I didn't, okay? I came home. Actually, I didn't even come home to do it. I looked at my stash hub. I made a video about that a while back. If you go back to my videos, where I did a review of the Stash Hub app. It is a wonderful app. And of course, I've put all of my fabric on there. So I was able to go to Stash Hub and saw that I had this beautiful fabric. I'm going to put it right here, okay? I had this fabric in my stash, and this fabric I apparently had since 2019. Okay, I'm definitely a fabric hoarder, but it's fine. I don't have a lot of yellow fabric. Like, it's not a color that I want to wear all the time. So I have this fabric, and I'm like, we're gonna make this work. So I started thinking about the patterns that I've already started to make, because of course I have patterns for days, but I didn't want to cut out a pattern, because I knew if I had to take the time to cut out a brand new pattern, we might not gonna do this. I didn't get home Saturday night to start this project until 9 o'clock. Okay, so I had from 9 o'clock p.m. on Saturday night until 9 o'clock a.m. on Sunday morning to get all of this done. So I started going through my patterns, and I saw this pattern. And this is McCall's 8449. Okay. And I was like, oh, this should be easy. I looked at it. For what I wanted to do, it had 8 pattern pieces. But when I started looking at it, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm doing this pattern that I just did. Because I did, right? So I am working on the butter it pattern. This one, I don't remember this pattern number, but this is the butter it pattern that I'm working on, and I'm hoping to finish this week so I can do a review on this pattern. But I'm working on this pattern, and I'm already making 2 garments out of this pattern. I don't want to make another one. So, but I'm like, oh, this is an easy pattern. Let's go ahead and get it done. Move on with your life. People, why do I do these things to myself? Like, okay, so let's talk about this pattern. First of all, I will say this pattern is not a beginner friendly pattern. This is not a pattern necessarily you want to do quickly if you do not have sewing experience. I am upset because I always make a mock-up of patterns I've never done before. Okay, girl did not have time to make a mock-up. I did not have the time. I did not have the energy, because your girl was tired. So I got to get all of this done, because I went to church on Saturday night, and then I had to turn around and go to church on Sunday morning, and then the service was Sunday afternoon or evening. So did not have time to make a mock-up, but looked at the final measurements of the pattern and was like, this should work. Okay. So thank God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I have started the journey to projector, using a projector with my patterns, because it saved me a whole bunch of time. I did not have to print out the pattern. I did not have to cut and tape or sew. I didn't have to do any of that. I went to my computer, I pulled out the pattern, and now I will say it did take me longer than it should have, because if I was used to using a projector for my patterns, it would have took me like that to get it done. But your girl had to go back and refresh herself on some things. So because I had to go back and refresh myself on some things, it took me longer to actually get it done. But I would say I found the pattern. I used PDF Stitcher. I believe that's what it's called. It's gonna be here too. I use PDF Stitcher to stitch my pattern. And there is a video, projector sewing, I think is the projector sewing. That is the person that I went to. I used her video before. I really should just keep the video around, because it was like that to use. But she made it so much easier to get it done. And I tried to do it on my own from my memory, and I was like, fool, there's people out here who's already done this. Okay, so can we talk about my background? Okay, guys, normally I'm in my sewing room, but like I said, I'm doing this on my break. So I was like, let me set up at my desk, which is in the dining room. And we're just gonna do this video very quickly. And then once I'm done with my break, I'm gonna turn around and get back to work. But why do we have a waffle maker out here? Am I the only? I'm gonna stop and talk about this. We have a waffle maker, okay? This is a waffle maker with a plate for the drippings. I do not know why it's out here. Yes, I have a Wawa cup and my water. As you can see, I'm drinking more of my Wawa cup than my water. And then we have diamond art from me and my kiddo. Like, our stuff is stored out here. And this is a messy background. And normally, Jermise would be super freaked out about this. It was like, I can't use this. But it's been a long week, y'all. We got to get this done. I ain't got the time this week to go in and edit and take all this background out so y'all don't see what my house looks like on a regular basis, because we had a crazy weekend. We had 3 services. We had mommy duties. We had wife duties. And we're making a dress. Okay. So this will get cleaned up sometime tomorrow probably. But don't judge me. Okay. Don't judge me. Love me, but don't judge me. Okay. All right. Back to our scheduled program. Now, PDF Stitcher was a lifesaver. Okay. And I'm so happy that I used it. I'm so happy that I took the time to learn about projector sewing. Now, I'm not an expert by no means. I don't feel that I will ever be an expert, but I did have to go, like I said, and like refresh myself. But once I did it, I was like, duh, girl, you got this. And it would have took me less time if I remember what I was doing. And then remembered that I didn't know I was doing and went and go watch somebody's video to learn what I was doing. But anyways, we got it done. This is what my layout looked like in Inkscape. Guys, I don't know who's still out here cutting patterns nowadays, but you got to be on this PDF. Like, look at this. And I'm going to, I took my fabric, I did measurements, so how much fabric I used, the width of the fabric, and I calculated it and put how I want the setup of my fabric, so I can just go and I cut it out. I have, my projector is definitely on a stand. It's not in my ceiling because I'm not staying in my current studio forever. So I didn't want to go ahead and like post it up, or I don't even know what the real word is for it. But I just took it. It's already like the length I needed, plugged it in, computer stuff, and just cut it out, and it was great. Now, like I said, I make a mock-up for everything. I am a little bit upset that I did not get to make a mock-up for this because there definitely was some things that I did not like about this pattern. And if I would have known this before I did the pattern, it would have saved me some time. So like, for example, this has on the shoulders and in the back, it has a yoke, right? So that's why I say it's not beginner friendly. You probably can do like an intermediate beginner or intermediate sewing, but it has a yoke, and for the yoke in the back, it's gathers. There's gathers at the sleeves. There's the blanket, guys. Now, okay, so plank is not hard to make. So I'm not going to have this conversation about, oh, woe is me. But it definitely is not something you should do when you're in a hurry. Like, I should have picked something that had sides, a neck, hem. We're done. Of course, I didn't do that. 8 pattern pieces, but easy to follow. I love the fact that Brittany J, I don't know her last name, but it's Brittany J. She's Brittany. I love the fact that she is working with simplicity, because what was great, I was able to go to her video on the same pattern, looked it up, and she helped me so much because the instructions, they were good. I'm not mad at the instructions, but if you, I don't do blankets on the regular. I think I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, y'all just correct me. I don't do it on the regular. Because I don't do them on the regular, then the problem becomes I don't know how to do them successfully all the time. And it's gonna get there. And you can see, okay, here's the picture of my dress. And you can see it's not pretty, okay? Is it done? It is absolutely done. Is it pretty? Is it perfection? It is absolutely not perfection. And I know this. But Brittany helped me get there. Brittany helped me. She was like, oh, put that in over here. Make sure you don't catch your front inside of this part where you're trying to sew it. Stitch right there, flip it under, stitch around, you're good to go. So that was helpful. Having that video for me to get through that part was helpful. It wasn't a hard pattern. So what I did is I think I ended up combining B and A together because I like the length of B, but I liked A. Definitely a t-shirt dress. I combined those together, sewed it up. Things that I would do differently next time, not try to sew this dress in less than 24 hours. That's what I would do differently. I think altogether, so I started at 9:30. I stopped at 1, went to bed, got up at 4:30, worked until 8. And then I did like an hour work when I got home from church in between services. So So 8 hours from start. So 8 hours for everything. 8.5 for everything. So that includes picking the pattern, putting the pattern together, cutting out the pattern on my projector, and sewing. And for me, that is a short amount of time. I am so proud of myself. But I can tell that last hour I rushed. Things I didn't do because your girl just didn't have time or cared at the moment. And I should have changed my needle. Changing my needle would have been a game changer. And I know it is such a small thing and you really don't think about it because who cares? But the project that I'm currently working on that I'm going to try to finish, both fabrics are heavier than the fabric I use. The fabric I use actually is a twill centene from Mood Fabric. It's right here. I don't even think they have it available anymore. Like I said, I bought it in 2019. But it was definitely a lighter weight than the denim and I think it's a wool blend that I'm using for my current project. So I definitely should have changed my needle, because what happened was we were good to go, because there's a lot of thick parts that it has to be handled in this pattern, like with the yoke and the sleeves and the shoulders. But baby, when it came to that hem, my hem on this dress looks ridiculous, and I'm shameful. So if you see me out there with it, don't judge my hem. Just understand we were trying to get it done so I can be on time for church. I didn't get Cracker Barrel yesterday, which was the ultimate plan of all of this. I wanted to go to Cracker Barrel so I can get my turkey and my French toast. Hopefully that's what I'm having for dinner. But it was a lot. It ate. The machine kept eating my fabric when I got to my hem. My hem looks wonky. I tried to change the stitch length. That did not work. It was horrible. It was ugly. My hem is ugly, but I was able to wear the dress. Something else I did that I had to pull out. So I didn't have time. By the time we got to the hem, I did not have time to go back and take it out and change the needles. Like, we were on a time clock. We had to get it done. Is it wearable? Yes. Is it perfect? No. But people, this pattern had 2 different places to stitch in the ditch. Now, if you don't know what that is, you are going to stitch where your stitch line is, okay? And it has a foot, but you have to be able to catch whatever is under it. Understand what I'm saying. I have to stitch in my stitch line and catch what is under it. Ask me if I did that. No. Oh. And so the first time I had to stitch in the ditch on this dress, I was like, I've done this before. Was it perfect? No. But can it get through for what I need to? Yes. I forgot where it calls for. It's the yoke. Okay. It's the yoke. It's the back. The yoke in the back. So I do it. I get a fourth of the way and I take it out. This is ugly. I'm not going to be in the streets like this. So I pluck, I go through the motions, and I do it again. And it looks great on the outside. Oh, but that inside, baby, it didn't work. It didn't work out for my good. Okay. The inside did not work. And it was sad. You should have saw me. I was just like, it is what it is. It got some of it, didn't get all of it. And I was like, oh, okay, it's one place. We're not going to worry about it. Of course, it wasn't the only place, because I didn't have time to read the directions before I started my project, right? Time crunch, people. So what did I do? Well, of course, it's going to do it for the collar. We're going to stitch in the ditch again. We're going to do this. The collar, if you saw it in person, don't judge me. Because you can't tell, but I can tell. And if you are a sewer, you can tell that my collar is messed up. But it's all right. It was wearable and it was cute. So I'm going to give myself an assignment to practice my stitching in the ditch. So the next time I run across this, I won't be so caught off guard. Now, I know before you even say, one of the things you should do is take the pen and pin so all of it's aligned together. What had happened was for this particular fabric, it does not like pins. So I had the clips. The clips worked wonders after I realized, because I put the pin in, and once you put the pin in, when you take it out, you can see where the pin line is. So I was like, I don't want to keep doing that. So I used the clips. I finally, when I did the collar, I did pin, and even with the pins, it did not work well. I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm going to practice and I'm going to get it right, and we're going to work great things. So the conclusion of this, and on all the top of this, I have a sinus infection that was horrible yesterday, and could have derailed everything. But in all of this, would I make it again? Yes, I would definitely make this dress again. It was so comfortable to wear. I would make it a little bit longer if I'm wearing it to church, because I was a little bit, I was like, oh, it's too short. So I did take a jacket with me so I can put the jacket over my legs when I'm sitting down in church, because my grandma raised me old school, so that's what we do. Don't judge me. So I would make it longer if I make it again. I probably am going to make it again. It's very comfortable. What I will not do is make these sleeves again. Okay. I went to church and I was able to lift my hands. I was here, right? But like when I put it on, I felt constrained. So it probably is a sizing thing. I should have had a bigger size for my arms. And like I said, if I would have made a mock-up, I would have known that. Didn't have time to. So those little changes I would make, but I definitely make again. I would recommend for you to make it. It is a fun dress to make. What I really want to do is I want to make it again and then be able to make, they have a sash for views B and C. But what I want to do is I want to make a belt. I've seen Mimi G do it, and I'm pretty sure I can make a belt. I think we can get this. So a belt to add to it. Like I said, I would lengthen it. So I would want the same, lengthen it to probably the length of C, and put a belt on it. Change the arms and go from there. It was a great little dress to wear. I'm proud of myself. We made it in 8.5 hours. Lack of sleep, right? And it was not a great plan. Sinus infection, 3 services, mommy duties, wife duties, okay? 513 duties. And then on top of that, sinus infection. But we got it done, and it's Monday, and it's great, and it's a great way to start the week. I was very proud of myself. So guys, tell me what you think. If you have any suggestions, I'm open to suggestions, because I really do not like doing stuff like that. Like, I just would want to pull out my closet, but it was a fun time. It was a good challenge, and I'm glad I did it. So you guys have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye now.
That fashion girl all over the world, just rock on that fashion girl all over the world. And